What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and if you are a subscriber, thank you for coming back. So in this video today, I am showing you how I made this sausage and gravy over biscuits with eggs and grapes. Originally I was just going to do this video for the biscuits only, but I just wound up plating it. You know how everything kind of just looks nicer, so that's kind of where we at with it. So first I'm starting off with 2 cups of flour. Now I do have the self-rising flour to make it easier on me rather than having the bowl have to sit and put a towel over it and wait. I just kind of really didn't want to do all of that, so I had bought the self-rising flour. You can use any brand, it really doesn't matter, but any kind will do. So then you see me add salt, sugar, and baking powder. Mix that well because that's all of our dry ingredients. And then I'm going to add some shredded butter in here as well. And then you see me mix this up too. So you want to make sure that this butter is frozen so that it can be easier to shred and not melt it, because then it would be a nightmare. And then once you kind of mix that up with like a fork, I added 1 egg and then my buttermilk. I will have a list of all of the ingredients down below in the description bar. Just because I don't remember off the top of my head what was the measurements for everything. The only thing I kind of really remember is the 2 cups of flour. So yeah, once I mix that up a little bit with the fork, then I'm going to mix it up with my hand. And then I'm just going to add some flour to the table, to my little workstation area. And we're going to knead the dough. So originally I was using all-purpose flour, if you can see right here. But I should have been using the self-rising flour. So I wound up kind of mixing both once I realized that I went into the wrong flour. But either way, I think if you use the self-rising flour, it just goes with the recipe in general. The biscuit still came out really good, so the all-purpose flour did not hurt, but I still feel like self-rising you should probably use. But as you see here, I am just kneading the dough, trying to make sure it's not as sticky and sticking to my hands, and that's kind of when you know, like, it's time to cut the circles out to make the biscuits, when it's no longer like sticking to your fingers and stuff. So I kind of fast forward this a little bit, as you can see, but it took me a little while too, because I only add a little bit of flour at a time just to make sure that I don't overdo it, because you definitely don't want no floury biscuits. But these ones were like chef's kiss. So then once I just roll it out, and then I kind of make it whatever, like, it's not perfect as you can see, but then I just use like a top, a plastic wine cup to cut out the first 4 biscuits, and then I'm going to put those into a baking sheet that has been greased with butter. This is going to help them not stick to the bottom and just come out easier once they're done cooking. So use all the dough that you can. I kind of still had some left over, but this I made 8 biscuits with. If I had a bigger pan, then I probably could have got like a good one or two more in there, I would say. But I just used the circle one because it's what I had on hand. Then after you put them into the pan, you want to already have had put your oven onto 420, and they're going to bake for 20 minutes. So here you're just seeing me add the egg wash. Egg wash is literally just an egg, beat it, and then you're going to put this over top. This is why the self-rising flour works, because you don't have to let them sit and double in size. You can leave them literally just like that. Once you put the egg wash in, you can put them right into the oven. It's easy. Easier anyway. And they come out just as good. So now, while the biscuits are in the oven cooking, like I said, for 20 minutes, I'm going to make the gravy. Now, as y'all can see, I put the meat in first and I did not put the butter in. Which is why you can kind of see it sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I would advise to put the butter in first and then put the sausage in. This is just breakfast sausage. Use any kind that you like. I think the one that I had was Smithfield. And here is just a picture of those coming right out of the oven. And they look so good. Oh my goodness. And you know what's so crazy? This is my first time making this and it was really, really good. And then here I'm just going to cut it open after I had put some melted butter and some honey. And I was fighting for my life with this honey because it was in the cold, so it was hard to kind of like get out. But look at this as you open this up. So with the breakfast sausage for the gravy, all I did was break the meat up, let it cook for about like on medium high heat until it got all brown. Now that the meat has browned, as you can see here, now we're going to start adding our stuff. So the seasonings that I used was crushed red pepper, salt, regular pepper, sage, and thyme. You don't need a lot of all of it because the breakfast meat kind of have like a certain type of taste anyway. But that's what I had put on the previous clip, on the meat in the previous clip. Now, what I should have done, which I did not because I think my son was in the kitchen at the time asking me for something, so it totally crossed my mind. But you're supposed to put the flour in over the meat and let that brown and simmer a little bit before you do the milk. Unfortunately, I did not, but the good thing about it is you can always make a cornstarch slur, and that will thicken up that gravy. So here you just see me add the same seasonings that I just mentioned, and I just added a little bit more. So the sausage gravy kind of just really depends on how you like your consistency. So as you see, I'm just adding more water. I'm sorry, adding more milk, just to make sure that you have like enough gravy to go over all of the biscuits. Because like I said, I made 8 biscuits out of that dough, and this was just one packet of breakfast sausage, and we still have some left over. So I think the ratio is pretty much good. But once I added the milk in there, it's literally just adding milk. I did my cornstarch slurry, which thickens it up, and then you see it get a little bit thick, and then I didn't like it as thick, so I started adding some more milk, and then I added just a tiny bit more seasonings, which is the same ones that I mentioned before. But again, all of this will be listed down below in the description bar. And then after you let that simmer on medium high heat, you turn it off, and then now it's just time to plate it. And as you can see here, I put 2 biscuits, and then I added some of that honey butter in the inside. And the good part about this is the honey butter is the sweet part, and then the sausage gravy is like the savory. So sweet and savory kind of works. And then I just added some scrambled eggs with cheese on the side, and here is the finished product, but I felt like it was incomplete. So with that being said, I added some grapes. And y'all, this was thebomb.com. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.